Hi there, Becky here from 168 Fitness. Over the past few weeks I've been talking about achieving your health, fitness and weight loss goals that you set hopefully in January, which probably seems like a long time ago now, as we nearly go into March next week. So this week is just kind of rounding up what we've been talking about. I've given you advice on how to achieve specific goals and then also some general goals as well. So if you've missed any of those videos, I suggest you go back and have a look and watch them in order so that you can get started and be making some progress. And then when you've started doing some of the homework that I've suggested that you do to achieve your goals, then it would be a really good idea to take on board this week's advice, which again is something that I was talking last week about, being consistent with your actions and helping to achieve your longer term goals and not just those short term goals that are probably a little bit easier, and we can all lose a few pounds, and we can all go to the gym a few times in a few weeks in a row, but actually keeping it going longer term and achieving some bigger success is a harder thing to achieve, and the only way to do that is to be consistent with your actions. So that's what I was talking about last week. But then something that often people forget to do as well is to evaluate your progress along the way. You might want to do that every week. I like to keep a diary of my training and sort of look back and see how my times are coming down for running and how I'm maybe lifting more weights in the gym, or the miles that I'm achieving each week, and then comparing it back to that week one, because you'll probably forget each week where you've come from, where you started, and each week's going to feel like a new challenge every week, so it never particularly get easy, the training that you're doing or the efforts that you're putting in. It probably will never feel easy, but it will feel more simple, and it should feel more rewarding as well to look back, and that's what this week's advice is about. It's about evaluating your success and your progress as well. So can be especially important if your success sort of plateaus a little bit, which can be very common with weight loss. So if you sort of see that the scales haven't moved for a week or so, then you just need to look back and remind yourself that yes, putting in the effort that you've been doing, as long as you're being honest with yourself and you are doing the right things that need to be done to achieve the goals, weight loss or fitness or whatever the goals are, then it will pay off eventually. In a few weeks or a week or so of just sort of not making too much progress, not having too much success, but just sort of maintaining what you've done already is okay, because we're thinking about the bigger picture here. Like 1 or 2 weeks, even if you go backwards a step, just the main thing is to keep reminding yourself of how far you've come and the benefits of making the actions that you've already taken, and then just continuing that and keeping going even when it feels harder or it feels like you're maybe not getting anywhere. Then you've just got to keep going and trust the process, because I promise overall the longer term benefits, you will be feeling those eventually. So being consistent, as I said last week, really important, but evaluating your success, reminding yourself of how far you've come, where you started, especially things like running. If you found that like 30 seconds of running was hard in week 1 and now you're running sort of 5-10 minutes, or you maybe even have done your first 5k or whatever it is that you are working towards, just think about how far you've come, and actually, even if you have a bad session or you're just not feeling like you want to do it this week, then just reminding yourself and rewarding yourself as well. That's really important as well. And if your goals are weight loss, then obviously food isn't an ideal way to reward yourself. It would be more beneficial to maybe have a massage or treat yourself to some kind of beauty treatment or go shopping or something that's not obviously going to impact on achieving your goals in the long term. But if your goals are fitness, then again, something like a massage would probably help with the tired muscles. But yeah, just rewarding yourself, even just writing down your successes and the progress that you've made is even a step towards congratulating yourself for doing, putting in the hard work and getting the results you've got so far. But actually having some kind of physical reward for yourself is also really good. We all like a treat as well. So that's what I want you to focus on this week, is if you have started and you have been working hard and you've achieved some success and you've made some progress, even though you might feel like you haven't, I just want you to look back at how far you've come, what you've achieved so far in 2019, reward yourself for those successes, and then continuing next week or even this week, continuing with your efforts, and I promise you will get even more success, and you'll be able to reward yourself again in the near future. If you haven't already started, where have you been? We're nearly in March, so it's never too late to get started, but you probably should start back at the beginning of my blogs and have a look at the advice that I've been giving you rather over the past few weeks. So you can click back on the website and have a look at those. But for now, have a great week, and I will see you next week for some more top tips.